Hi, this is Tom, and welcome to video 3 for lesson 35. And what we're going to talk about is we are going to look at the meaning of B. Let's use a different color. This is a little bit different part of the lesson. I like this gray. So let's go with gray. The meaning of B. So I'm going to just write the formula for a moment, and this may feel a bit mathy for you, but the idea is what we're after. Remember that B says that you take n, you take the sum of the x, y's, and then you subtract the sum of the x's and the sum of the y's. And then you divide all that by n times the sum of the x's squared minus the sum of the x's squared. So I want to recall one of your homework problems, and it was our math instructors, and we had made a graph of height in inches, and shoe size. Okay, so let's think about this. When I multiply an x times a y, what I'm really doing is I'm multiplying the shoe size. We'll call this S. And the height in inches, we'll call these INs for the units. So notice that I get my all of the data in the numerator is shoe size S times some height inches, divided by, notice that in the denominator what we do is we take and we square all the inches. So and the result is that I have the units of inches squared. Well, units work just like numbers, because remember this is S times inches, shoe size times inches, over inches squared, which really is just inches times inches. And the point is that inches cancel. So what this really means is it's shoe size divided by inches. Wow, well, how does that work? I have a couple examples, and we'll try to take a look at both. In the homework problem, we found that the line of best fit was y prime equals 0.44x, 0.44x minus 20.44. Now what's interesting is this is our B. Well, let's watch what happens. We're going to just mess around with it just to see what's happening, and then we'll explain it. So if I said that x is 1, if I take and I multiply 0.44 times 1, well, that just gives me 0.44. If I had x was 2, well, that's just 0.44 times 2, but that's just 0.88. And if I keep doing this, I multiplied it by 3, that would be 0.44 times 3. Well, that's just going to be 1.32. So here's what it says. Notice that these, my x's here, these are whole numbers. But the y's over here, they don't go up by a whole number. Each one increases. These only go up by 0.44. And that's what B does. B controls how fast the line goes up or it goes down. And so in this case, if we move over 1 unit, so if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, so when x is 1, 2, 3, 4, notice that 1, 2, 3, notice when x is 1, well, my slope is only 0.44, which is just a little bit below half. And when x is 2, well, now we're at 0.88. We still haven't even gotten to a whole unit yet. And so you can see that even though the x's are increasing pretty quickly, the b's, well, the b's are increasing slower than, or I'm sorry, the shoe size is increasing slower than the height is. And so that's what b is. B says B is the multiplier between, we'll write it this way, between x and y. That's what it does. So we could say that 1 inch of increase in height is 0.4 units increase in shoe size. And that is what B does. And we're going to take a look at one last example that you've seen before. And if I had a graph, it might look like this. I'm going to put time down here. And over here, I'm going to put distance. If I have some line, we would have this. If I talk about driving, say I drive at 25 miles per hour. We'd say mph, but really if you think about it correctly, it means miles per hour. Now this is something most of us can easily relate to, because what this says is that let's say let's just multiply by time. So if I drive, let's time and distance. So for example, if I drive 1 hour, time in these, this is time in hours. If I drive for 1 hour, well then how far have I gone? Well, I've gone 25 miles per hour for 1 hour. Notice that the hours would cancel, and you'd say, well, I've gone 25 miles. And that's something most of us are comfortable with. Well, what if I drive for 2 hours? Well, that would be 25 miles per hour times 2 hours. And again, the hours would cancel, and you say, well, I drove for 50 miles. And so there's one that we've seen many times before, that actually when we talk about our speed is actually a linear function, or we'd say a linear equation. So if time is 1, 2, 3, 4, we might have distance here in 25. These are 25s. 25, 50, 75, 100. So when time is just 1, I've gone 25 miles. When time is 2, well, I've gone 50 miles. And I've gone 3, it's 75, and so on. And we can create this nice line that describes the relationship of time and distance. And so in this case, you would say that as, oops, that was kind of funny looking. Let's try that again. You'd say that each unit increase in time, each unit increase in time is 25 units, or 25, let's do it this way. Each unit increase in time is equal to 25 miles of increase in distance. So that is what our slope is. It's the relationship between y, or x, and y, and they always talk about it in just base units of x being whole numbers and y being the product of whatever b is. Hope that helps, and thanks for watching.